It's a sunny day, sunny afternoon, and we're located right next to the interchange of Zikhron Yaakov, right next to the highway with which you can hear the roads. And the Antiques Authority did a field survey here, going through the burial caves next to the road and part of this fortress. Now, they are going to change and make building works next to the interchange. So this, I believe this was a salvage operation. So we are not sure how long this structure will be standing for. They've already sealed some of the tombs with concrete.
This is a burial cave with a rolling stone, still intact. And they covered this entrance with cement just recently. There's another burial cave. And has a recess for a rolling stone, which is missing in this one. After the excavation, they sealed the place with cement. On the eastern edge, there is a wall here. This is the southeast side of the castle.
Where I am right now is part of an old Byzantine fortress which held an army unit of some sort. It could also date back to the Roman days, but we know for sure that it's Byzantine. There is a small river, or more a perennial river nowadays, called Dalia River. In the ancient days it flowed all year round, mostly all year round. The Romans built a bridge in that direction. And there is also remnants of an aqueduct and quarries behind us, which are not in the video right now. Now, from what you're seeing here in the video is part of the Byzantine fortress / maybe Roman, and also when the Crusaders arrived here, they refortified the place. It's known as Tafat, or Khirbet Tafat. So what you can see here over there, you can see that the Crusaders most likely reused old Byzantine or Roman columns, most likely from Dor over there, which also had a Crusader fortress named Merle. Please see the website for that, which there will be a link in the description for. Now, you can also see that there are arches over here. There will be another arch over there next to it, a similar design. You can also see that part of the stone has bricks inside of it, which signifies Roman building techniques, or at least Byzantine. This, from where we're standing right now, I estimate we're about, from the main road, I estimate we're about maybe 10 meters above sea level, not much more. So in the old days here, in the time of the Crusader, they most likely stood a tower here as well, so they could have full visibility for the sea and also guard the main road, which was, of course, an important way to exact tolls and get an income in the medieval era. Now, the main thick blocks of stone you see here around are almost 100% Crusader based. They are quarried nearby here. And they're made, I believe, from the Kurkar or sandstone material. To the left of me, you can also see entrance of some sort of a gate. We're not sure if it's the main gate, because this area here is quite large. I estimate the tower and the main structure here is maybe about 20 times 30 meters, 20 meters wide and 30 meters in length, give or take. We didn't do exact measurements here, so it's just a brief measurement on my side here. Now, you can see this one here has two small rooms. I estimate this one was for storage. Even though you see the arches here, this is really well preserved here. The structure itself is not as well preserved as it should be, but you can still see clear remains of a vaulted structure over there, and this one is standing above the ground, so and it's also arched to a certain degree. We also discovered burial tombs, as I noticed before, and the burial tombs were in quite remarkable condition. Some of them even had the main like block of stone, a round rolling stone next to it, so they would roll it up, and they were intact. So really impressive to see. And but otherwise it's mostly overgrown, and they have been, as I said, there have been a field survey here, but they didn't really pay much attention to the castle structure here itself. They mostly focused on the burial tombs, which later was sealed as well, unfortunately, before we got here as well. Now it's a beautiful day. You can see the sea from here. So in the old days, in the great days of the Crusaders, you could definitely see the next castle, which would be Merl in Nova Nachshalim, the Israeli communities, and of course you could also see it all the way to Caesarea, which you can also actually see from here, and furthermore even to Habanim and Kafarlet Castle, which of course there is another field survey which I documented with Bible Walks a couple of months ago. There's a corner section here of the wall, and I believe this is actually part of one of the towers that stood here. The walls here itself, I estimate it's about 1 meter to 1.5 meters thick, maybe around 4.5 feet. And where I'm standing right now, I'm 6'4", so you can actually, or almost 2 meters tall, so you can actually estimate how tall of a structure actually has survived. You can also see over here that it's curving slightly, which led me to the belief that, and this is my hypothesis, that it is actually a part of a vaulted structure underneath and a tower or wall on top of it, which was very common at the time of the Crusaders to be using the towers and the walls for dual purposes. Vaulted storage underneath for multi-dimensional use, such as both as dining halls, storage units, and so on and so forth. So if you look, the estimated distance to the road from over here where we stood before, it's about to where we stood before, it's about 10 meters, and to another maybe 5, 10 meters, 8 meters to the road itself, which would have been the main road, or one of the main roads, going north to south to Akko, and then further on to Caesarea and Jerusalem as well. And if you look behind us, there's actually the sea here. I'm not sure how much you can see much, because you know that it's a sunny day and you have the cameras against the sun, unfortunately. But it gives the same distance pretty much, and I estimate it would be something like less than 1 kilometer to the sea as well. So very, very close distance to the sea and the road. Very, very strategic fortification, both from Byzantine use as well as later on Crusader.
Very similar to Kafalet. Huh?
Very similar as well, also built on a sandstone ridge, but of course Kafalet was much larger and had a permanent garrison of about 60 to 70 riders. This one would have a much smaller detachment, most likely from Dara, which is Merl in the Crusader days, or possibly from Caesarea as well, most likely acting as a way station or a signal station of some sort. So here we're standing again at Khirbet Tafat, a place dating definitely back to the Byzantine days, but of course also possibly Roman days, and of course also Crusader days. What we see here is one of 3 options. One, possibly a sugar cane factory, because the areas around here is marshy, is very good, and they had a constant supply of water coming from the river Dalia, running from the east to the west and finishing up in the Mediterranean Sea very close to here. Now, besides that one, that option, it could also be a glass-making factory, because we did find remnants of Roman glass here nearby here as well. And the third option would be that it's some kind of workshop for either producing tools or metals, like a blast furnace. And there is another 4th option possibly as well, that it could be remnant of a small cistern to collect rainwater as well. Now, this is a kind of like a square-shaped room with this one in the middle, and there are kind of like 2 different sections here with it as well, as you can see over there. Now, if I continue walking up over here, then I can see that the camera will move over here, and we can see that this is the recent section from the Antiques Authority salvage dig, and you can see that the stones over here are of excellent quality. There you can see that there's some kind of room, and a section within a section. It could be either made for some kind of like industry, or it could be because something, or living quarters. But we do believe it's some kind of industry that it held. Definitely the stones here are Crusader for sure. But of course the earlier foundations could of course be a Roman or definitely Byzantine as well. And if you caught it on camera, maybe you also saw the lizard there crawling around. The area is really fantastic for wildlife. So we're going to conclude this small field survey momentarily. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. We'd love to see any comments, and of course let us know where you would like to see next, and also where you want to go here in our next field surveys. Thank you very much.